माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव गोपी जन गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
ब्रज जन रंजन
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा कुंज कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राधा बिहारी श्री राधे जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेसेस भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन ब्यूटी फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री राधा रास बिहारी भगवान की जय। श्री सीता राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की जय। श्री गौरनिताय भगवान की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembly all glories to assembly all glories to assembly all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gaura. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अवक्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, canto number 1, chapter number 3, in the text number 5. So yesterday we already recited this text number 5. So I will recite it once just, and then we will have a translation and the remaining part of the purport we will take. Okay. So the text goes like this. Etadnanavataranam निधानं बीजमव्ययम् यं यस्यां शांशेन सृज्यन्ते देवतिर्यन्नरादयः. The translation: this form, the second manifestation of Purusha, is the source and indestructible seed of multifarious incarnations within the universe. From the particles and the portions of this form, different living entities like demigods, men, and others are created. The remaining part of the purport. The next incarnations are the Manus. Within 1 day's duration of the life of Brahma, which is calculated by our solar year as 43 lakh multiplied by 1000 years, there are 14 Manus. So within 1 day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. Therefore, there are 420 Manus in 1 month of Brahma and 5040 Manus in 1 year of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years of his age, and therefore there are 5040 multiplied by 100 or 5,04,000 Manus in the duration of Brahma's life. There are innumerable universes with one Brahma in each of them, and all of them are created and annihilated during the breathing time of Purusha. Therefore, one can simply imagine how many millions of Manus there are during one breath of the Purusha. The Manus who are prominent within this universe are as follows: Yajna as Swayambhuva Manu, Vibhu as Swarochisha Manu, Satyasena as Uttama Manu, Hari as a Tamasa Manu, Vaikuntha as a Raivata Manu, Ajita as Chakshushu Manu, Vamana as a Vaivasvata Manu. The present age is under Vaivasvata Manu. Sarvabhauma as Savarni Manu, Rishabha as Daksha Savarni Manu, Vikshvaksena as a Brahma Savarni Manu, Dharma Setu as Dharma Savarni Manu, Sudhama as Rudra Savarni Manu, Yogeshwara as Deva Savarni Manu, and Prihadbhanu as Indra Savarni Manu. These are the names of one set of 14 Manus covering 4 crore names. What is it? It's 300 crores of solar years as described above. So I'm not much into that, Western US kind of way. मैं अपना लाख करोड़ उसमें ही रहता हूँ हमेशा. So it's quite difficult. It's like 430 crores. That much. Then there are the Yuga avatars or incarnations of the millennia. The Yugas are known as Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. The incarnations of each Yuga are of different color. The colors are white, red, black, and yellow. In Dwapar Yuga, Lord Krishna in black color appeared, and in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya in yellow color appeared. So all the incarnations of the Lord are mentioned in the revealed scriptures. There is no scope for an impostor to become an incarnation. For an incarnation must be mentioned in the Shastras. An incarnation does not declare himself to be an incarnation of the Lord, but great sages agree by the symptoms mentioned in the revealed scriptures. The features of the incarnation and the particular type of mission which he has to execute are mentioned in the revealed scriptures. Apart from the direct incarnation, there are innumerable empowered incarnations. They are also mentioned in the revealed scripture. Such incarnations are directly as well as indirectly empowered. When they are directly empowered by all are called incarnations, but when they are indirectly empowered, they are called vibhutis. Directly empowered incarnations are Kumaras, Narada, Prithu, Shesha, Ananta, etc. As far as Vibhutis are concerned, they are very explicitly described in Bhagavad Gita in the Vibhuti Yoga chapter. And for all these different types of incarnation, the fountainhead is the Garbhodakshai Vishnu. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य धनाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप गदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगन्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन रागे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पाञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देव्यै गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So now in this particular part, I welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class here at ISKCON Goregaon West. Thank you very much for coming physically as well as virtually, for giving us inspiration. This particular part of Srimad Bhagavatam, this particular shlok, mentions a very great information, and because of this information we will come to know that, my God, I am such a VIP person, very insignificant person. How much years we live? 60, 70, 80, at the most 100. Okay, not much beyond that, right? Here Brahmaji is having a life of which we cannot even calculate. It is crore or it is, we even, getting confused into that. That much long life is of Brahma. And that much long, it's like 430 crores. That is the actually 1 day of Brahma actually. That is 1 day of Brahma. Multiply by then 100 karna hai. It is said na, the names of one set of 14 Manus covering 430 crores. And these 14 Manus are actually coming within the 1 day of Brahma. So that is 1 day. That has to be now. There are 5 lakh 4,000 Manus in one duration of Brahma. So 14 का set बनाया and उसको calculate किया तो it goes almost into millions and zillions and billions of years. And that actually is just a Shwasa of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We can understand how many years the Shwasa goes inside and Shwasa comes inside the Lord, right? So we are really, really, really very insignificant if we compare to the duration of higher planetary system. In heavenly planets, it is said the 6 months of hours is like 1 day of in heavenly planet, 12 hours of heavenly planet, and then our another 6 months are actually like a 12 hours in the heavenly planet. Right now, the Chaturmasya period is actually their night going on. So that's why when there is a Ashadi Ekadashi in Pandharpur, we celebrate very nicely. That is called as Deva Shayani Ekadashi. Because Devatas, they go to sleep. It's their time to go to bed. And then after Kartik, there is a Deva Utthana Ekadashi. Means they get up. 6 hours sleep is completed during that time. So those 6 hours are like 4 months on this earthly planet. So that's why none of the good work or auspicious work is done during this Chaturmasya. Okay? No Shadi, no Vastu Shanti, no any kind of work. Because Devatas, they are sleeping during that time. How they can come for the celebration? How they can come for the yajnas? So that's why nothing much is done during this 4 months of Chaturmasya actually. So I don't think there is much thing to mention about the duration of this. Like the 1 day of Brahma is how much? Within 1 day of Brahma, the next incarnation as Manu, within 1 day's duration of the life of Brahma, 1 day is equal to how much? It is 43 lakh multiplied by thousand year. मतलब कितना हुआ? 430 crores of years. That is actually the 1 day of Brahma. That is 1 day. So then that is multiplied by 365. And then it is again multiplied by 100. That is actually, can somebody calculate?
341 trillion years.
Huh?
341 trillion years.
341 trillion years. That is one. No. 430 crores multiplied by 100 years. That is 1 day of Brahma. Okay. Multiply by 365. That means that is 1 year of Brahma. And multiply again 100. That is the whole life of Brahma. Actually. So if your calculator is allowing, kindly do the calculations. It's something comes like 43 like crore and trillion, something like that year comes actually. Prabhupada gives many times in the game. So somebody can calculate it. If somebody is very much keen towards the engineering and the mathematics, they can calculate it. Okay. So, and that's just a one breath of Lord Vishnu. So practically from our side, Lord is Ananta. His life is unlimited, right? Even you say, "Arey, how can this happen? And somebody can live for that much time." Yeah, somebody can live. In rainy season, there are many these small insects, they come and they hover on light. You see their lifetime within that one night, even not even within one night, within a 3-4 hours actually, they come out of their eggs, their wings get developed, they they learn how to fly, then they copulate with opposite gender, they have their progeny, they become old, they dwindle and they die. And early in the morning you will see all the dead bodies lying in front of your door below that light. Okay. Now if you tell them, oh, your life is only for hour, so your life is only for hour, you should multiply that for 24. That much hour is my day. Now you should multiply it by 365. That is actually my year. And after that, you should multiply by 800. That is my life.
In fact, 56,950 billion.
Thank you very much.
Billion.
But to remember this, it will require a lot of time for us, right? So that much life of Brahma. So that insect will search, no, you are lying. How can you have such a great life? But we have, as compared to that insect, a human being having that much great life. Similarly, we are just like an insect in front of Brahma's lifetime. It's like Brahma palak jhapak rahe, and within that nimishya matra we are gone. So we are practically non-existent as compared to the Brahma's life. If something is there, जो निमिष मात्र में आपके सामने से चला जाता है, it's not there, right? So similarly for Brahma, our lifetime is nothing. It's like zero. When we came to this material world, when we did our devotional service, and when we went now, as compared to this much years, the 40 and 30 years of our devotional service is non-existent, actually practically non-existent, right? So we can see even when we were a Brahma, we have we have accumulated some kind of a karma. We had did some kind of might we have did some kind of a mistakes and some kind of a devotion also. When we were demigods, we did there also. And when we were human being, we don't know how many times we have become a human being. So that much anartha is there within our heart, which we have calculated throughout this lifetime. And such a great lifetime. Tell me, within 30 years of devotional service, which is little bit which is interrupted, which is divided, which is always, having so many distractions, will be able to have a pure Krishna prem in our heart. It's not that possible. Of course, it is possible. Within a moment, we can become a pure devotee of the Lord. But that moment has to be full of sincerity, full of surrender, and full of dedication towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But that is lacking within us. So that's why, for most of the people, the devotional service and the progress in the devotional service is gradual. A step by step, a step by step, step by step, a baby steps. Right? So then the next it is said in the purport, the names of the Manus has been given. This is a particular set of Manus. So Yajna, Vibhu, Satyasena, Hari, Vaikuntha, Ajita, and Vaman. Yajna, Vibhu, Satyasena, Hari, Vaikuntha, Ajita, Vaman. Seventh mantra we are right now. That day we were discussing that this is supposed to be the seventh Manu. And the seventh Manu's 28th Yuga cycle, Krishna comes personally. Right? Once a day of Brahma, Krishna will come. So this Vaman as a Vaivasvata Manu is the seventh Manu. After that, again, more 7 Manu will come. Okay. So, and after that, there will be the annihilation. The universe will go inside the Garbhodak Vishnu's belly. And Brahmaji will sleep for 12 hours. So these are the Manu's life has been described here. These names of one set of 14 Manus covering the one solar year means what? The one day of Brahma. Okay. Then there are Yugavatars. Yuga avatar means there are many avatars, like there is Amsha avatar, there is Channa avatar, there is Mila avatar, there is a Purusha avatar, there is a Yuga avatar. There are different names and types of the avatars actually. Within that Yuga avatar means there are the four Yugas: Satyug, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Within every Yuga, Lord comes personally to teach the living entity what is the actually Yuga Dharma, by following which kind of a process, that particular process, you will get the highest destination and the devotional service towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why he is called as Yuga Avatar. For this particular Yuga, this particular Avatar has been given. So in Satyuga, Lord was in white Avatar. Then in Treta Yuga, Lord was in red Avatar. In Dwapar Yuga, Lord is in black Avatar. And in Kali Yuga, he is in yellow Avatar. Tapta Kanchan. That's what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. So, there is a wonderful verse which says, Krito yad dhyayato Vishnu, Tretayam yajato makhe, Dwapare paricharyaya, Kalautad Hari Kirtana. So, this verse mentions what is actually the Yuga Dharmas for different Yugas. Krito yad dhyayato Vishnu. So, in Krita Yuga, means in Sati Yuga, doing the tapasya for thousands of years is recommended. Okay, so people will sit. Naranarayan Rishi were the actually considered as the epitome for that, the tapasya. Doing a lot of tapasya, 10,000 years, 50,000 years. They were sitting at one place and then chanting the mantra and doing dhyan or meditation. In that way, they were doing tapasya. Na Hiranyakashipu, he was standing on one toe and doing a lot of tapasya for so many years. So that was recommended in Satyuga. How many of us, no, what to speak of 10,000 years, that much lifetime is not there for us. But how many of us can sit in Srimad Bhagavatam class without moving for complete 1 hour? None of us. And we have to do it like, like this. Bro, it's so difficult, right, for us. So, doing such kind of a tapasya is quite difficult for Kali Yuga people. And it's so natural. It's not nothing wrong in that. The Kali Yuga is like that. What to do? We have certain kind of limitations with us. Then, in Treta Yuga, Yajna. Remember in your home, whenever there is Satyanarayan Puja and it's supposed to be Yajna, एक महीना लगता है. We have to prepare for so many things. And उसमें भी घी, जो घी का ऐसा ये रखा हुआ रहता है, पुजारी स्वाहा स्वाहा करते हुए घी उसके अंदर डालता है. So much of ghee, Prabhu. The Patanjali ghee is almost 3,000 rupees, 5 kg. This much ghee. So people will give this much ghee to you. Then, now what to speak of them doing Ashwamedha Yajna, Gomedha Yajna, Rajasuya Yajna, where people used to have complete vessels of gold and silver. And whenever whatever Brahmanas used to come for that yajna, they used to give them silver vessels and the golden vessels. Can we? My God. यहाँ पे गले की एक चेन बनाने के लिए किडनी बेचनी पड़ रही है, इतना सोना महंगा है आज. Am I right? So it's so difficult nowadays. And doing yajna means that mantra has to be very proper. Otherwise, the effect will be different. Just like when I forgot the name of Rishi who created Vritrasu.
Krishna.
Huh?
Krishna.
Twashta Rishi. So he was doing yajna so that a person will be born out of that yajna who will be the enemy of Indra and he will kill Indra. But while speaking or while reciting the mantra, Indrari, that was the word, but that A become little long. Indrari. So because of that, what happened? The meaning got changed. Simply, just वो आ जो है, it became little bit longer. So the meaning got changed. Instead of enemy of Indra, that meaning became the person whose enemy will be Indra. So instead of killing Indra, Indra became a killer of that person. And out of that Yajna, Vritrasur came out. So that's what happened. So our nowadays, whatever yajnas are happening, Swaha, what they are speaking, we don't at all. Half of the Matra, even after starting before that puja, they ask you, how many times, like, what time should I cover it? Puja, 15 minutes, half an hour, you want to elaborate? By God, just like, ATM mein ye dalo, pin code dalo, and whatever amount of money you will require, the ATM will give. Similarly, they, tell you that, okay, how much minutes you require, put your minutes in ATM, our machine, and we will give that much yagya to you. So that's not it is actually. Yajna means there has to be a proper way, proper yeah. No, no. You know, I hate that statement when people say this. नहीं नहीं भगवान तो भाव देखते हैं करके तो हम 15 मिनट का यज्ञ करें आधे घंटे का यज्ञ करें अरे you selfish self motivated people you know you consider your life and your self gratification to be the ultimate. Okay. And for that purpose, you are giving just a nasty justification that, oh, Krishna is the Bhavagrahi Janardana karke. That is a justification, that is clarification for your own self gratification because you want it. But you want to tinge it with the some kind of a so-called spirituality. So it's a dambhikta. This is complete hypocrisy which we are showing nowadays on the name of doing yajnas or some kind of a rituals. And that is of no use actually, zero use. Krishna will never be happy with such kind of a hypocritical behavior. Then there is a Dwapar Yuga. Dwapar Yuga, it's a time for Paricharya, Vigraha Puja, and Prabhu, it's so easy. We see you every day in the morning, you come with that thali, and just for 20 minutes you do ding, 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 and puja is done. How many people outside they do puja for the 20 minutes completely in front of the Lord? No one. I know in my family, they take the whatever the gods are there, they take it in one thali, they go to the basin, switch on the null, and uske niche se rakh dete, and they take it out. Such a rubbish thing which we are doing. Huh? With the basin null, you are making the Lord take bath underneath that basin water. कहाँ पे फेडोगे ये पाप सारा का? People are like, done, ritual is done, that's okay. Nothing is doing correct. So they are a lot of towards the rituals. They don't understand the spirit, and naturally that love is not. Okay. So it's so unfortunate thing to see actually. So deity worship is very difficult. How many of us can take bath 6 times a day, then wearing the fresh clothes, coming, applying tilak, coming out, and after within you have to offer that to the Lord, and after offering you have to do an arti. The simplest arti will take you almost 45 to 1 hour, and within that you cannot go to take bath. You cannot go to washroom. You cannot sit. You cannot do many things. It's quite difficult. I've done that 6 time Arti, 6 time Bhuva. It's quite austere. People can't do it. And every time, whenever you touch somewhere like this, you have to wash your hands. You have to do achmans. All those things are there. The paraphernalia has to be very pure. You have to wash it every time. Many times I've seen there is one diya in the family. Okay. And they lit it the diya. And for the next 10 days, it will be lit the same way. वो काला इतना काला हो जाता है कि the black color personification becomes very much ashamed of that black color कि भाई इतना काला तो मैं भी नहीं हूँ लेकिन वो दिया इतना काला बन जाता है करके. And I've seen the diya, just like we have that Pancharati diya, within that there is a hole where we put a wing. These people, they never actually wash that diya. but putting diya into that same hole ना, that hole जो रहता है ना वो बुझ जाता है, उसके अंदर वो तेल का और घी का इतना मिश्रण जमा होके वो काई बन जाती है उसके अंदर. अच्छा rubbish thing. But still we love the Lord Prabhuji. We love the Lord inside our heart, inside our mind करके. You foolish people, whom you try to fool, to Krishna or to us? Everybody knows. Lord as a Paramatma knows very well what is going inside your heart. You cannot hide it from the Lord. Okay. So these things are so difficult for us. Even to deity worship is also so difficult to the Lord. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in the Kali Yuga and he gave us a very simplest of all process, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. How many of us consider chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a very simple process?
People also different.
हाथ ऊपर करो, उसके बाद नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आएगा मेरा भी. Chanting of Hare Krishna,
Simpler than other.
simpler than the other process.
Yeah.
But if 16 rounds chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 round is so simple, why all devotees are not doing that? Why some people are only stuck with the 2 rounds, 4 rounds, Prabhuji? इसके आगे नहीं 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 इसके आगे नहीं जाएंगे करके Prabhuji, right? So that also becomes so difficult. We have to just sit at one place and chant the holy name of the Lord. Simplest of all process, and by following that process, we are getting the highest of all. All this by doing yajna, tapasya, and vigraha puja, the person will not get Golok Vrindavan. They can only go to the Vaikuntha. But just by chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are getting the highest of all destination, which is Golok Vrindavan. But still we are so unfortunate. We don't want to do it. Actually, Krishna's standard is Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. 24/7 you should chant my holy name. That is what the standard of Krishna. Now, when one will follow that standard, Krishna will think that whether I have to take that person to Golok Vrindavan or not. But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, he gave us a concession and it came to the 16th round. But still, no, Prabhuji, 16 nahi ho sakta hai. Then there is no hope in your life if you are not chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has having a standard that you should chant 64 rounds. And he used to say if somebody doesn't chant 64 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he is not even a human being. What to speak of then 64? That thank God we are connected to Srila Prabhupada. If Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur would have been there right now in 2025, we all would have been in a category of non-humans, right? So that was the standard of our Acharyas and Lord himself. Actually, the standard of Haridas Thakur was 192 rounds. Where we are nowhere actually. And still we have given so much concession. Instead of Satatam Kirtayantomam 24 hours a day, we have come to only 2 hours a day. 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra takes 2 hours only. But still we are no. How Krishna will? That is a bhav which you are showing towards Krishna. How Krishna will reciprocate then with you? He is very clear. Krishna has made everything very clear. Ye yathamam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajami. As you approach me, so shall I reciprocate with you. Right? So Krishna is saying the same thing. You chant his rounds very nicely, very dedicatedly, very sincerely. Krishna is there for you. And if you want to do it so mechanically and especially नहीं मैं तो एक ही करूँगा दो ही करूँगा कृष्ण भी करेंगे ये एक ही है reciprocation ये दो ही reciprocation I will not reciprocate full and full with you. We do this much but we want this much है ना ऑफिस में जाऊँगा काम करूँगा 1 घंटे का लेकिन मुझे पगार कितना चाहिए बॉस से भी ज्यादा correct right. That's how we try to work even in a devotional service. I will give you this much, but you should give me this much. I will give you 5 rupees ka nariyal, but you should give me 5 lakhs rupees. That is what the reciprocation we want from the Lord. And that's what our selfish, self-centered mentality is. Actually, we don't want to give anything else. We just want to grab more and more. That is what a greediness of ours. Even in the spiritual life, we go for it. Even after becoming devotee, we go for that kind of a greed. Are Bhagwan de do, Bhagwan. Even Krishna Prem de do, Krishna Prem de do. Actually, Krishna Prem de do. What you are doing special for Krishna? Are you chanting 600? Yeah, I chant. When? After 10 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes in the night. You know, I have a lot of things to do now for my belly. Then why Krishna will provide you? You're already doing, na? You're already doing your endeavors for having us to fill your belly. So that's enough. Why you want something extra from Krishna? You don't want to give your time to Krishna. So why Krishna will reciprocate? So devotee has to understand his priority in life should be Krishna first. Rising early, waking up early in the morning and chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with attention, with proper hearing, then and then there will be only some kind of a hope in our life. Otherwise, even if for thousands of years we do such kind of a mechanical counting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, there is no use. Of course, it's a Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Sakyatyam pare hasyam vas topan helam me bhava vaikuntha namagranam ashesha agarabhidu. Even if somebody chants the holy name of the Lord unknowingly, without any kind of a motive or neglectfully also, he or she will get benefited. But if somebody chants it with more attention, then he will be more benefited. He will be benefited 1,000 times more as compared to inattentive chanting. And most of the time, inattentive chanting gives rise to the offenses, nama aparad. So whatever little bit affection and love we have for the holy name as well as the Lord, that will also be taken by the nama aparad. So our foremost duty is to chant Hare Krishna. Other duties are always second. It's not like प्रभु जी आप तो ब्रह्मचारी इसलिए आप बोल रहे हो टाइटल. सुबह के 5 बजे कौन सा बॉस काम देता है हम लोगों को? सुबह के 4 बजे बॉस कौन सा काम देता है हम लोग? बट वी हैव मेड अवर लाइफ इन सच अ वे दैट नाइट में आएंगे, खाना खाएंगे, टीवी देखेंगे, मोबाइल देखेंगे, फिर रात के 12 या 1 बजे सोएंगे. How can somebody get up early in the mornings? So, rising early up in the morning, chanting the holy name of the Lord is what our priority. Other things will be always secondary because the bank balance and the property is not going to come up with us after leaving this body. But whatever the devotion we have earned by chanting the holy name of the Lord, that is surely going to be eternally with. So we have to think. Nobody can force us. We have to think whether I want to have a इटर्नल अकाउंट में मेरा जितना भी बैलेंस है उसको बढ़ाना है या टेम्पररी अकाउंट में जो बैलेंस है उसको बढ़ाना है. चॉइस इज अवर्स. हरे कृष्ण. निरंतर श्रीमद् भागवतम की श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदे. From the next verse, the different incarnations will start. Okay.
So that point here, Brahma is not one Brahma. There are so many universes. There's so many Brahmas.
Every universe have one Brahma. And different universes, different Brahma has different head count. So our Brahma has 4 heads. But there is a Brahma who is having 1,000 heads, 1 lakh heads, like that. And the number of head increases, the power also increases, the strength also increases, the size of universe increases. It's like that.
You mentioned demigods. I don't think we were ever demigods.
We were demigods. We were Brahma also. We have come through all those things.
Down so much.
Yes. As soon as you do that kind of a pious activity, you will become Brahma. Some of the discussions I have heard, I don't have a shastrical reference for that, but it is said the first Jiva when it comes, it becomes first as a Brahma, and then it comes down. And some says as soon as your pious activities becomes that much, to that level, you become Brahma. Brahma is a ordinary living entity who has earned the pious credit and went to that particular. Previous purport only Srila Prabhupada said, na? There is okay. This online session I will stop. We will discuss one next.